Welcome back to the 2015-2016 NBA preview. Today we are going to be covering the Phoenix Suns at number 18. My name is Joshua Enviers, and with me today is my co-host.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Is the one and only legend of winning, aka Low. Phoenix Suns, pretty good team that seems like they can never piece it together, but we'll get into it.
Let's take a look at what the Suns did leading up to this season.
So the Phoenix Suns for the past, I want to say 2, maybe even 3 years have kind of been a big surprise to a lot of fans. 2 years ago, they seemed like they were going to fall off the face of the earth, but with the help of Jeff Hornacek at coach, I think a lot of people undervalue what he's done for this team over the past 2 years. Has really pieced together and put together a pretty solid basketball team over the past 2 years. Unfortunately, though, bad management started to, be the downfall of this team, trading away pieces and not really listening to
Thomas, Goran Dragic, one of the Morris twins, and Markieff looks like he's out already.
Exactly. So. A lot of questionable moves and not really listening to what the players wanted out of their management. A lot of people are in and out, a lot of contracts not fulfilled, and a lot of players that just weren't signed back. Then they kind of took, I would really want to believe, a huge step back. A team that was fighting for the 8th seed again for the past 2 years, and a team that probably a lot of people didn't think a lot of for the past 2 years. But
might be a trio of teams fighting for the 8th seed this season in the West.
Might be, but again, this team just took a huge step back due to just terrible management. I'm completely upset and frustrated that terrible management seems to be the downfall for a lot of teams, but I guess it is what it is.
Now let's take a look at what the Suns did this summer. They acquired Ronnie Price, Mirza Teletovic, John Lure, Sonny Weems, and Tyson Chandler. Not really any big guys that they signed except for Tyson Chandler, and in my opinion, they may have overpaid for Tyson Chandler.
There's no may behind that. They overpaid for Tyson Chandler. There's no reason, and don't get me wrong, I think Tyson Chandler is a good player when he was playing 2-3 years ago when he won Defensive Player of the Year. But at this point of his career, he is 32, 33. He's most definitely not worth I think he received like a 4 or 5 year contract. He's not worth that contract.
But if you're 7 foot and walking can chew bubble gum, you'll get your paycheck.
He won't be able to walk all that well, moving forward, especially when he's looking at 35. But I mean, he stays in rather good shape, and they're probably not going to ask him to do much. But what they were going to ask him to do, you probably could have got a Brandon Wright as well. So I'm confused to why. I don't know why they just didn't sign Brandon Wright back. But I guess they want a veteran. I don't really know. I'm confused why Tyson Chandler decided to go with the Suns as well. But I guess it is what it is. I guess he just gets his money since he got his ring.
They lost Brandon Wright, Gerald Green, Marcus Thornton, Reggie Bullock, Danny Granger, and Marcus Morris. They lost a lot of great role players in Gerald Green, Marcus Morris, Brandon Wright, and didn't really get a big guy, like a big name besides Tyson Chandler. And like he said, he is on probably the decline with age.
Yeah, he's most definitely on the decline with age. And what's even crazier is that list of players that we have up there is just a free agent. Again, they lost Isaiah Thomas and Goran Dragic just on some, we just need to make trades because people are upset. And then, like you said earlier, the other Morris twins probably look like he's already checked out because of, again, the lack of communication. So, again, they lost a lot of players, potentially could lose even more players, and they didn't really sign anybody back. And I think that's the upsetting part. And this is probably a great example of clearing cap space, promising your fans that you're going to sign a big name such as LaMarcus Aldridge or Kevin Love, and that really doesn't fall through. And that's what ended up happening.
They got the 2016 free agency to look forward to, I guess. But the Phoenix Suns did draft a nice player, in my opinion, in Devin Booker, shooting guard, guy who could shoot threes, and in my opinion, probably one of the best shooters in this draft. Yeah, their backcourt looks okay. It looks decent.
Yeah, their backcourt is fine. I'm just not sold on,
the power forward position's lacking, center, small forward.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what they do there. With that said, let's take a look at the rotation. Starters for the Suns are Tyson Chandler, Markieff Morris for now until something happens with him, PJ Tucker, Eric Bledsoe, and Brandon Knight. I like that Brandon Knight's going to be the point guard for this team, and I like Eric Bledsoe that's going to be shooting guard. I mean, height-wise, it doesn't make sense, but I have a feeling that just chemistry-wise it will, and on the floor as well.
They've been working this small guard point and two for
We're going to have to see how well it lasts.
Yeah, I mean they've been running for the past 2 years at this point, so it's been working. I'm not a huge fan of it, but they're not the only one that's being effective with it. Also, out in DC with John Wall and Bradley Beal, they've been effective with it for practically their whole career as well. So it seems like it works. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is.
In a league full of small balls. In a league where small ball is a thing now. I don't even know what to say. But moving on to the bench, I'm keeping this in there.
See, and I think hands down, this is like where they have their biggest downfall, because over the past like 2 years they've had a reasonably deep bench. Last year they were starting.
TJ Warren's probably going to be getting a lot more minutes this season.
Yeah, the players are going to get a lot more minutes, but I mean Bledsoe has an injury-prone history. Archie Goodwin, Teletovic, he got a lot more minutes just due to injuries.
He's going to have a lot more this season as well if he doesn't get traded, with Markieff not wanting to play.
Yeah, he's probably going to. And John Lure, even though you don't have him in a rotation, he's pretty deep in the rotation. It wouldn't be too surprising if he starts to get a lot more minutes as well. But they have somewhat of a bench, but when you're in the when you're in the West, excuse me, it just isn't going to cut it, and it's not going to work out. And again, this is a team over the past 2 years that's had a pretty decent bench, and they completely lost a lot of players without gaining nothing back.
Which leads us to the question surrounding the Phoenix Suns.
The question is something that I asked you, the viewer, and I also asked Josh about the particular team that we were talking about. Of course, we're talking about the Phoenix Suns. So when you answer the question, make sure you leave the comment in the comment section below. But Josh, what I want to ask you is, did the Phoenix Suns miss out on the window of opportunity that they had midway through last season? It was pretty prevalent, pretty clear.
It's like the Titanic right now. The ship, it's sinking. They're on the life rafts, and the woman is telling, the man to not let go, and they're in the cold water right now. They may just let go at the end of this season.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like you really
as I don't even know the actor's name from Titanic, which is just shame.
And now it just seems like it's a whole bunch of misfits on a team, and eventually I could easily see Brandon Knight and Eric Bledsoe also demanding some trades, and you can't move Tyson Chandler because you overpaid him. And then this is a team that probably was holding on for something and probably had a chance to make some moves in the playoffs, but just can't anymore because they just missed a pretty good opportunity to surprise a lot of teams.
This may be their last year fighting for that 8th spot, and it's going to be a make or break year. If they don't make it, it's going to be tough.
Again, I think they missed a huge opportunity, and they end up losing really key players over the course of 2 years. So it's a shame.
I agree. Moving on to the predictions for the Phoenix Suns this season.
Man, this is a team that I thought was going to do something good, at least with the trades that they had last year. Didn't do that, and then didn't pick anybody up in the offseason. Eric Bledsoe, I am a fan of Eric Bledsoe, but he doesn't stay healthy all the way. Brandon Knight does have a really good opportunity to kind of continue to grow and show his value in the league. But everybody else is like they're just misfits. Morris probably won't finish the season because he does seem extremely upset. And they overpaid Tyson Chandler. I don't care what anybody says. He's a good player, but they overpaid him for that age. It's just ridiculous.
I really do like Brandon Knight and Eric Bledsoe. Who knows if they could play together? I mean, they played at the later half of the season together last season. But my sleeper guy on this team, who's going to have an amazing year, I'm predicting it now, is TJ Warren. Look out for him. Can't give you any stat predictions, but I could give you a prediction that he is going to have a breakout year. Guarantee you. And we'll have to see.
I think both TJ Warren and PJ Tucker are solid players, but they're going to do a lot at that small forward position.
With that said, we'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you could leave a like and share this video with anybody, that would be greatly appreciated, because a lot of time and effort is put into this, and it would be greatly appreciated if you show the love.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for watching yet again. Thank y'all for commenting. Please leave a comment on what you think about the Phoenix Suns. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you think they're actually going to make the 8th seed this year? You think they're going to push it forward? Do you think Eric Bledsoe is even going to play 60 games? Because I think injuries will catch up to him this year. But always share, always like, and we thank y'all for the support. We'll see y'all next time. And these teams are getting a tad bit more interesting and better as we move forward.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.